So some of you have been asking me about protein bars, what you should be buying, what you shouldn't be buying, what are the good ones, what are the bad ones. This is the lineup. Went off of the ones that I buy, the most popular ones I see, also ones that people had personally messaged me that were their favorite. What I'm looking for in tasting these, I don't want myself or anyone else to eat a crappy tasting bar just because it has good nutrients. So you're trying to find a balance between good nutrition and good taste. However, taste is not the only thing. So if you're eating a protein bar full of sugar, you're defeating the purpose and it's just gonna make you feel like crap later. So you're mainly looking for low sugar, high protein, and clean ingredients. A list of 30 ingredients is just not something that I wanna read. I probably can't pronounce half the things and I just don't want it to go in my body. If you don't know what it says and you can't recognize the ingredients, your body's not gonna recognize it either. So if you can't pronounce something, you should probably not put it in your body. Okay, so we're gonna do a taste test. I have had most of these, I have not had a couple, but I feel like there's no better time than on camera to taste a protein bar. I'll go through them. Number one, Larabar, really popular. Everyone kind of knows Larabar by the look of it. Luna, also another very popular brand. Health Warrior, fairly new, at least for my eyes at the store. Quest Bar, never heard of this. People kind of messaged me and said that this was their favorite, so interested to dig into this a little bit. Go Macro is another favorite of mine. Think Thin, I've never had this either, but this is one that I see at a lot of grocery stores and I hear a lot of people buying. RX Bar, not gonna spoil anything, but it's my favorite, but we'll go through what's in them. And then Cliff Bar, I think everyone in the world knows about Cliff Bar. So I used to live on these in college. I loved them, but I feel differently now, so tell you about that. I really love Larabars. You can get a ton of flavors. It's so good. The reason I love Larabar is there's very few ingredients. There's usually dates, some nuts, vanilla, a little bit of unsweetened cocoa, peppermint oil. There's no random flavors or different soys or wheys or anything like that. It's literally it. So it's like 5 or 6 ingredients. That's incredible. Sugar-wise, this one is 19 grams of sugar. It's a lot. I would probably tell someone if you saw 19 grams of sugar to put it back. The difference with this is that it's coming from dates, you know the source. There's no added sugar. You shouldn't have 4 of these in a day. That's still way too much sugar. So know that if you're eating it, there is a lot of sugar in it, but it is very different than sugar coming from just sugar cane or another source that's been processed. There's a lot of other nutrition and minerals that come from dates. Lower on protein, there's 4 grams of protein in this. It's not crazy high for protein, but that's okay. Larabars are good in my book. I treat it almost like a treat or just to hold me over, but they're good, they're clean, and I would recommend them. I'm gonna have so much stuck in my teeth by the end of this. Luna Bar, I used to love these in college, like used to live off this lemon zest bar. Okay, which by taste, still tastes so good, and you feel like you're eating a lemon bar. However, I don't buy them anymore, and I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of ingredients at the bottom. They're low in sugar, they only have 9 grams of sugar and they have 8 grams of protein. So in that regard, that's okay. My issue mainly is with the protein that they're getting it from. I'll talk about that just for a second between all these bars. So there's soy protein isolate and whey protein isolate. You'll see that almost in any bar, that's the source they get their protein from. It's been very processed. So when they isolate something, they isolate the protein away from the rest of the nutrients. So whether it's whey or whether it's soy, you're losing the rest of the nutrition. You're just completely isolating that on its own. A lot of people get upset stomach from whey or soy, and it's just not something that I want. I prefer the protein to come from other sources, such as nuts and seeds and pea protein and plants. So there are bars out there that you don't have to have the isolate in it. So I personally don't buy things that have the whey or soy protein isolate, and Luna is one of them. So I personally wouldn't recommend it for people, but again, if you're good with soy, if you like it and you feel good on it, it's decently low in sugar and it has a good amount of protein. Next is Health Warrior. This is pumpkin seed, honey cracked pepper with turmeric, which I think is so good. I think it's really unique. I don't think everyone is gonna like this. This is not your mint chip brownie or your caramel swirl. This is just a straightforward pumpkin seeds, honey, quinoa, black pepper, coconut oil, and turmeric. It's one of the cleanest bars I've seen. There are only 6 grams of sugar. There are 8 grams of protein. So this is really great. You're getting your protein completely from nuts. I'm all about it. I would say that this is up there for me. Quest bars. A couple of people wrote in saying these were their favorite bars, and then they were also nervous for me to try them to see if they were healthy or not. This feels like a concrete block of brick. Okay. It tastes like a brownie. There are 20 grams of protein and 1 gram of sugar, and it tastes like a brownie. I'm kind of confused. So when I looked at the ingredients, even after eating it, I have this aftertaste where I can taste that like processed protein taste that I hate. The protein in this is milk protein isolate, whey protein isolate, corn fiber, almonds, and then you have some random ingredients like palm oil, natural flavor, stevia. Not the things that I love to eat. Again, I don't like the protein isolates. You're losing all the other nutrition. On top of it, stevia to me has a little bit of a chemical taste. It is from plants, it's okay to eat. I just don't love the flavor of that. The aftertaste is just kind of gross. This would be a thumbs down for me just because I wouldn't buy it. But if you're okay, again, with the whey protein and you're okay with just wanting a straight source of isolated protein, go for it. I just don't love the processed protein. So Go Macro is one of my favorites, peanut butter chocolate chip. And again, the flavors are misleading. You could see caramel swirl or brownie, but they don't necessarily mean good or bad. So just because this is peanut butter chocolate chip, which sounds really decadent, it doesn't mean it's the same as another bar that's using processed stuff. These are also very chewy and thick, but I really love them. These are gluten and vegan and soy free. So you're not getting the soy isolate, you're not getting the whey isolate. They're getting their protein from, I believe it is pea protein. It's sprouted brown rice and pea protein. So you're getting it from plants and grains is where you're getting the protein from. In this, there's 11 grams of protein and 14 grams of sugar. So all around really good. Again, the sugar is coming from dates and other sources. It's not just straight sugar. So Go Macro is a thumbs up for me. Next is Think Thin, which I have never had. It looks really good. It looks like a little Thin Mint. I hate when they put calories on the front. It just like makes you focus on calories. Don't even look at the calories. I don't know any of the calories of these rest of these bars. So that's kind of their branding. That's fine, but don't love that. This has 10 grams of protein and 5 grams of sugar. So at a first glance, it's great. Literally tastes like a caramel candy. It's a little sweet for me, but it's pretty good. A blend of soy protein isolate and whey protein isolate. There's also a ton of ingredients. So a lot of these are gonna be some preservatives, some additives, things that I can't pronounce. Pyridoxine hydrochloride, just like doesn't sound like something I wanna eat. This I wouldn't buy, so for me, I wouldn't recommend it. If you like your proteins like that and you love the flavor of this, go for it. It's also naturally flavored up here. Usually natural flavoring is just another cover-up word for not real flavoring, because if it was real, they would just tell you what the flavor was, you know? RX bar is next. This is one of my absolute favorites. Has sea salt on top, which makes everything better because salty and sweet is the best combination ever. These are so chewy. They do get stuck in my teeth sometimes, but it's so good. I love their packaging. They're telling you on front almost everything that's included. This is very unique because they include egg whites. I've never seen that in any other protein bar. It just kind of shows you there's a lot of different ways to get protein besides just that whey and soy protein that you don't really need to have and could potentially upset your stomach. This is just dates, egg whites, cashews, almonds, cacao, sea salt, and that's it. There's no added sugar, and I like that they write that on the back. So they tell you here there's no added sugar. You know the sugar is just coming from the dates. You don't even have to worry about that. There's 15 grams of sugar and 12 grams of protein. So lots of protein, but again, dates have a lot of other great nutritional factors to them, so you're not just getting sugar, you're getting other minerals and vitamins. Lastly, Cliff Bar. It brings back a lot of memories from college.
You want to go into some of those?
No, I don't want to talk about college memories. I am past that. So this is 9 grams of protein, 20 grams of sugar. So again, kind of high in the sugar department. However, this is interesting. Lara Bar has 19 grams of sugar. This has 20. They're from completely different sources. These are coming from dates strictly. And this has a long list of ingredients, and you're having cane syrup, dried cane syrup, a million different kinds of sugar. So you're not getting it from dates, you're getting it from actual sugar, which just can be processed. Again, this has soy protein isolate, more soybeans, soy flour. There's a lot of soy in these. The first ingredient, which is the most important thing, is organic brown rice syrup. Doesn't matter if it's organic, you can buy an organic cookie, it's still sugar. So the fact that the first ingredient, which means it's the most in quantity in this bar, so the highest concentration, is brown rice syrup as number 1. That is a problem. So this is a no for me. Protein bars are meant to hold you over. They're meant to give you a little bit boost of nutrition, some protein. I love them and I use them a lot. Just know what's in them and know how to read the label, and don't buy something with 30 ingredients. The ones that I would not buy would be the Quest, the Think Thin, the Luna, and the Cliff. I wouldn't buy those. So these are the winners for me. These are the ones that I go to often and that I would be happy to put in my body. I'm happy to recommend to people. I never feel weird after them. There's no weird crap in them. They're very clean and straightforward. And just because it's in a fancy package and it says healthy on it, or it says natural, or it says think thin, it doesn't mean that it's good for you. So read the ingredients, don't be intimidated by the aisle. Hopefully this helped you a little bit to decide. So there are obviously a ton more protein bars out there in the market that I did not include. So if there are any bars that you love, please let me know in the comments. Tell me what your favorite are. I would love to try different ones. I'd love to review more. Don't be scared, I won't bash everything you send me. Just a few.